What's up guys, Triple J here, welcome back to the channel, and this video will be all about Luke Cage. So over 2 weeks ago I duped Luke Cage from a Titan Crystal, and to be honest I really wasn't happy about it. But I got a comment from someone and they had this to say about the pull. So Joshua Art said, "Congratulations on duping the best science champion in the game. Now he can tank even more fights, and I have to bring him up to rank 3, and it's his favorite War MBG's champ." So I replied and said that maybe, I should give him a shot. And he basically went on to say that I should honestly give Luke Cage a shot, and he's been using Luke Cage in tier 2 and tier 3 wars. So I was like, okay, let's give Luke Cage a shot. So let's head to Winter Soldier and let's see what we can do. Alright guys, this fight took 1 minute and 17 seconds. This is a rank 1 Luke Cage with class disadvantage, and he still dealt a decent amount of damage. I was honestly impressed. I really was. So let's go over his kit a little bit, and let me show you and guide you as to how to get this damage. Alright, so the first thing we need to know is that for each debuff on the opponent, Luke Cage gains a certain amount of attack rating. He also gains more attack rating for each unique debuff on the opponent as well. So basically, the more debuffs on the opponent, the more damage Luke Cage deals. So the next thing we need to know is that Luke Cage can apply a debuff called Exhaustion on the opponent, and he does this by using light attacks. So his light attacks have an 80% chance to inflict an exhaustion debuff, which reduces critical damage rating by a certain amount, and for each stack on the opponent, the chance to reapply is reduced by 5%. So we always want to use our light attacks so we can apply as much debuffs as possible on the opponent. More debuffs equals more damage. So now that we're using our light attacks and applying as much exhaustion debuffs as possible, when the opponent has 6 exhaustion debuffs, they suffer an indefinite Sunder debuff. Now Sunder sets the critical resistance of the opponent to 0. So while they have this debuff, you should be able to crit against the opponent more. Now let's talk about the heavy attack. His heavy attack inflicts a 35% potency debilitate debuff. Now debilitate increases the duration of newly applied debuffs. So if there's already a debuff on the opponent, debilitate has no effect. it only affects newly applied debuffs. So after the debilitate is when those debuffs will have an increase in duration. Now let's talk about the special attack 2, or the SP2. And the SP2 consumes 5 exhaustion debuffs to inflict a concussion debuff, and concussion reduces the ability accuracy of the opponent. So for this concussion, it's by 15% per debuff consumed, and against mystic opponents it applies an additional concussion debuff. Now let's talk about the special 1. For each hit of the special 1, it deals a burst of physical damage. Also, if there's a concussion active, the final hit inflicts a stun debuff. Alright, let's not forget about the special 3. Now the special 3 inflicts a trauma debuff for 30 seconds, and this trauma debuff causes all hits to deal an additional 20% of the damage recently dealt as a burst of physical damage. It also inflicts 4 exhaustion debuffs as well. Alright, there's also one piece of information I would like to shed light on, and it's the exhaustion debuff also has another piece of utility to it. It reduces the opponent's ability power rate by 25%, and in this fight against Hyperion, you're going to see it in action. So as you could see, Luke Cage is actually controlling Hyperion's power gain. Like in this fight, I had zero concern of Hyperion going to SP3. Alright, this next fight I'm going to show is a battleground smash between Luke Cage and Sassy. This is a rank 2 Sassy, and my rank 1 Luke Cage takes this fight pretty easily. Luke Cage is actually an excellent counter to Sassy because his exhaustion debuffs prevent Sassy from gaining any rage stacks. So Sassy will never get to Wrath of Tanarak, and Luke Cage just makes this looks like a regular normal fight with no nodes or anything. So Luke Cage is actually an excellent counter to Sasquatch. Alright guys, so that's Luke Cage in a nutshell. More light attacks equals more debuffs equals more damage, and for long fights use special 3, and in a pinch, if he's awakened, he can tank special 3s. So thanks to Joshua Arts for letting me know, for letting me think more about Luke Cage. And if you guys pull Luke Cage from Titan Crystal as well, don't be too mad. He can do some things, and if he has a spot in your roster, then I would recommend trying him out. And if you like him a lot, rank him up. So let me know how I can improve more on videos like this. I want to do more in the future for you guys, and just leave in the comments what you guys think of the video and how to improve. And yeah, like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Take care.